Welcome to this EliteAnalytics webcast, where we'll go through an introduction to the key features of EliteAnalytics. I'm Andrew Blackie, and I'm a Commercial Manager for Elite Dynamics. Today, I'm going to take you through some of the current modules of EliteAnalytics. We're going to have a deep dive and a look at the filtering functionality within the reports, and also look at some of the sharing capabilities that you're able to do with our EliteAnalytics product. Let's take a deeper look. Today, I'm showing you EliteAnalytics from a web browser. And you can download the Power BI app on a mobile phone, on a tablet, and also embed it within Microsoft Teams. And currently we have bookings, deals, leads, owners, and park. This covers most of the operational side of your business and will give you really good key statistical insights of how your business is performing in real time. And EliteAnalytics is designed to give you high-level overview of the business. We have products such as Elite CRM, where you're able to utilize that for dashboards and charts, as we've done in previous webinars, where you can see that real-time information at a glance. With EliteAnalytics, we drill down into this data much further and allow you to see, for example, booking occupancy, your deal ratio, your leads funnel, your owner's analysis, and overall by your park. Let's take a deep dive into the bookings area. From the left-hand side, you will see a menu. If I select Bookings Analysis, it then will open up the various reporting areas that is available to me within the booking side. First, if we look at bookings by confirmed date, I can see then my ready-made reporting stack that will give me that key information straight away. Within Power BI, it can update up to 8 times a day and refresh the data for you. That's something that one of our consultants will work with you, so you'll be able to set these at times that you need by reporting area. This particular report has two sets of filters. You've got the ones running down the left-hand side, which will allow you to select the year, the booking type, the park name, agent, and grade. So for example, if I wanted to change my entire report to just look at a particular grade, by ticking the box, my entire report will then change based on that current filter. If I then just wanted to have a look at a certain type, I can then change to type. At the moment, that's just showing me units. And I can do the same for agents. If I wanted to see a particular agent is performing, such as host seasons, I can select that, and I can see that that's not showing me any data. If I then select online, I can then see that my online bookings in grade cherry has given me an average night of 501 and a total booking price of 12k within the last 24 months. And now that we have filtered this report, we can then start to collaborate with other people. For example, if I select the Chat in Teams option, I can then send a direct report to one of my team members with these filters options. If we open this in a new tab as an example, they will get this through into Microsoft Teams, and then it will take them directly to the Bookings by Confirmed Date report with these filters set. Let's now take a look at some other booking reports. For example, you have this one, Bookings by Confirmed Date, which will show you the per year to date of your confirmed bookings. So we can see along the bottom that we've got a slightly different report where we've got January booked this year and then January booked last year, where you're able to see a direct comparison year on year to how your business is performing. Still being used with the filters on the left-hand side, as well as your overall bookings confirmed within a certain date period. Within the EliteAnalytics stack, you also can select any one of the tabs along the bottom, as well as your menu along the left-hand side. Using the arrow at the top, you can close the side menu and then just utilize the bottom menu options along the bottom of the report. To open up the menu at any time, just select the out arrow. If at any point you wanted to look at a particular area, so for example, if you just wanted to focus on February booked last year, just by selecting the bar, this will then dynamically change the rest of the reporting area for you. We then have your booked value to date versus last year. And you will notice as we work through the bookings analysis reports, the filters remain as I selected them within the first report within the bookings area. So at any point, you can drill back down into these and select all options so they remain completely unfiltered. You will notice as we move through the reports that you will see different types of filters that are available to you. For example, you have this one, which is a sliding scale between the years, where I can very easily drag left and right to expand my reporting area, and as soon as I let go of those sliders, the whole entire stack changes for you. If at any point you wanted to focus on a particular area, by hovering over a particular section, select the focus option, and that will then pop out that particular graph, so you've got it then in more detail. You could then quite easily copy that as an image, and then once copied as an image, you could drop it into Teams, or you could simply just drop it in an email and email it to a colleague. Then I can just select back to report to go back to my main area. Let's look at bookings by departure dates. Similar reports, but now we have some key numbers at the top with our average booking value per night by grade. Again, these reports are designed to allow you to quickly navigate between the particular reporting area and see some key information that will help you make decisions really quickly as a business. For example, I can see based on 2022 season, my total booking value was 206k, with a total extras value of 6.8k. If we look on our per year comparison, this gives you a really good overview on again how you're performing, where I could quite simply just select one of the parks, and based on one of those parks, how my plot business was performing. And I can see July this year, October and November this year on that particular park, and what my average booking price was. We've then got the opportunity to look at the budget comparisons. And this is one of the things that the consultant can help you with, where we can input your budget figures directly within the EliteAnalytics stack. And then you can compare the budget to your actual figures as well. Remembering that we refresh up to 8 times a day, and that can be set on a per report basis. We can then also take a look at your payments and balances, where again, you're able to report within this area based on your particular filters. Within a given period, you're then able to see which this report is directly fed from the POS receipt lines. You can see this based on booking agent, based on your payment method, and then your payments received and balances outstanding by departure month, which gives you that detailed analysis that you're able to drill into. By selecting the 3 dots here, I do have more options available to me where I can export the data. Or I can simply show as a table, where it will get the data from the graph and then show me a table below that particular graph. This is available within any section within the EliteAnalytics reporting areas. I can then go back to my report and see my full reporting area. And finally, within bookings, one of the most useful areas is the capacity. And now you can start to see the real power to EliteAnalytics, Power BI, on where you can really start to understand how your business is performing. So for example, in the top section, we can see our total tariff amount, total availability, and our occupancy rate, our availability rate, our offline night rate. This is now able to give me some key information in real time on a day-to-day basis, where I can compare week by week, month by month, and when I'm setting my prices for the following year, I can see that raw information now all in one place. I can see here as well occupancy rate by month and what my percentages are, and then more detail as a table at the bottom. Remembering I've got my slider here, but I can also use the pop-out function where I can see the table in a little bit more detail. And I can really now understand how everything is performing by my booking grade, or my total tariff amount, and my occupied rate per year. And over on the right hand side, I can then see the percentage split of nights occupied and nights available to book by park versus this year and last year. And I can see quite clearly my total nights that are occupied and also my total still available to book. Again, available information that you can see in a management report style whenever you need to. That completes the booking analysis section. And there's areas there where we've tried to cover with all of your bookings by confirm date, your year-on-year comparison, your budget comparison, your payments and balances, and then finally capacity, which should give you a full picture of that entire business area. So let's have a look at the deal analysis. So just like the bookings area, we have various sections along the left-hand side in the menu or along the bottom area. First of all, we'll go to our incomplete deals. These are deals that would be sitting in the deal stacker. And I can see, similar to bookings, I have my reporting filters on the left-hand side. Any of these filters that are selected, you can always see in the pop-out filter section on the right-hand side, which will show you what your data is filtered by. At any point, you can close this area to make your report slightly bigger. So just to show you some examples, I can filter by park, the type of customer, my unit type, but also my deal stage and status, where I'm able to really drill down within the reporting area of the type of deals I want to see. So for example, if I just wanted to see ones that were head office authorized, that would then filter my entire report and I can see exactly what is happening around my pending deals. Total paid to date, what's due, what finance is due, and how many deals have been submitted. I can then see my payments analysis by month completing, and I can see here looking at 2022 for January and April. And then also on the right hand side, where I'm able to see the detail of each individual deal there is with the deal numbers. And it gives me their total deal sales amount and also the total amount paid. If we look at units and margin, where I'm able to see the number of deals completed by month, the number of deal margin completed by month, and my average deal sales amount and deal margin completed by month. Again, using my filters along the left, and if you look along the top, I've got some more filters now by dates, where I'm able to see month to date, quarter to date, year to date, last year, or year on year. If I select year on year, for example, I can then select my date period, what quarter I wanted to see, and then my month and my week to really drill down on the information required. Also within the deal section, we have the prior year comparison with your filters along the left and along the top, and some other comparisons that you can do, number of deals by month and attribute. This is quite a useful one for seeing, for example, a new and used unit. You've then got your deal margin by your attribute, and then also an average deal margin. Some other interesting reports that you've got is looking at your extras and what is your most performing extra. So for example, we can see decking. And by selecting decking, this will then dynamically change the other areas of the report, highlighting that key area. We can then look down the left-hand side and filter those extras even further, whether it's included within the sales margin or not, what type of customer, or whether it's a new or used holiday home. And we can also do this by our dates along the top as well. We can take a deeper look into the finance area and see what information we've got within our deals that are on finance. And interestingly, what our individual salesperson performance is, where it'll show us the number of deals per month, the total unit margin by month, deals by stage, and deal extras sold. We can then see the additional filter of salesperson, where I'm then able to see all of these results by an individual salesperson. And utilizing the Teams function, I can then send this direct filtered report to a member of the team within Teams. Or I could simply export it to a PowerPoint presentation, PDF, or analyze it further within Excel. We've then got the deal details, which gives you some more information, which is drilled down in more detail by park and also by deal. I've then also got my filters on the left-hand side with my date filters along the top. And then finally, within the deal area, I've got my completed deal measures, where I can see I've got some additional filters now along the top area, where I can see my report based on a particular measure, what my average measure is, and then also still sticking with my reporting date. Move on to our leads analysis. Again, we have our home screen with our tabs along the bottom, where we can look at our overview. And this now allows you to really drill down into key information that how your salesperson or your telesales teams are really performing, where you're able to drill down into number of appointments by your park, by that particular status. And on the right hand side, how we can see the number of leads, the average calls, number of appointments, and then the outcome, with then also a percentage rate. So for example, your show buy rate of 75%. And remembering at any point you can select any one of these details, which will then dynamically change the rest of the reporting area that you're wanting to go on. If we then want to look at appointments in more detail, we can see our appointment funnel at the top, number of appointments, shows to sale, and then the appointment outcomes by calendar month, as well as the appointment status breakdown. By utilizing your date filters, this gives you a great comparison for year on year, previous years, or also your current status within that current month. We have our leads area, where you can see the number of sales leads, number of appointments, shows, and then the number of sales with a percentage rate, what lead status you've got and what's open and closed. Anywhere you see this little plus button, you can just expand that to see even more information. Remembering we can use the pop-out function when it starts to get a little bit more heavy on detail. We've then got our lead and phone call measurements, where by selecting on the end of the park, I can see by user my complete funnel. If I pop this out, I can now see on a per user level my number of sales leads all the way down to the cancellation rate, the show rate, and the number of deals that have been completed. And then we can see how our marketing side is performing, and we can really look into detail about our particular lead sources. And from a particular area, how many leads we're getting, how many appointments those leads have generated, what the cancellation rate, the show rate, and of course the number of sales. We've got our show rate by source type here, where again, selecting any one of these areas will dynamically filter the rest of the reporting area for you. Let's now take a look at our owner analysis. Within the owner analysis section, we've tried to focus on certain areas that we understand that are key to any business. For example, the site fees, your levers detail. Now, if we have a look at the rent roll report, we would be able to see here, out of all our plots that are available, what our total billable plots by park are for that particular season. Again, by selecting any one of these areas, we'll filter on that particular area throughout all of the different sections. At any point, just select it again, and that will bring it back to its full area. So what I'm able to see here is by a particular season, whether it be one park or all parks, exactly what's happening and how my site fees are performing. Based on the standard site fee on the plot, And I'm also able to see my total rent roll possible by park. Also, what's been billed to current owners. And then, of course, you're able to then see the billable percentage of what's possible. And I can see my top performing park at 41.6%. Having a look at the levers, where you're able to see over particular months and the number of buybacks by year also. I can again filter by park, my unit type, my year, or my period where I can drill down even further. These types of reports gives you great analysis for setting budgets for the following years, where you're able to see where you, for example, have quite a full park and you're able to see what your lever rate is throughout that particular year. So you're able to set some deal numbers throughout particular months. We can then see our levers detail, with it just giving you it broken down into a lot more detail for you based on the total buyback standing values, the buyback costs, and also the settlements and finance information. When you see areas like this, again, you're able to select any one of these reporting areas, which will then dynamically change the rest of the reporting area for you. And then we can look at our levers detail report, which is showing you everything in detail with deal number, names, the units, and all of that key information. Again, the beauty of these reporting stacks is they're ready-made. You're not having to send out this information to Excel and pivot it and things like that, for example. What you're able to do here is select these key reporting areas and see this information by selecting some quick filters. You're then able to drill down into that information and once again, share with somebody in Teams, export to Excel, or even put into a PDF report, which we'll have a look into shortly. And then finally, within our reporting areas, let's look at our park analysis. So if we go to our park overview report, this gives us some really good numbers, where we're able to see, as a comparison, what our plot types are. So for example, fleet, owned, touring, for example, our units breakdown by park, and our plot numbers by usage. And we can see in this particular one, it excludes blocked plots. We can then see our unit valuation. So what units we have in stock, the total SIV, and the units in stock also. We can then see a detailed list of our units, where this will give us some really good information about the type of units that we've got on park, the SIV, but the number of owned units, sales units, number of fleet, all tallying up at the bottom to give you that total information. Once again, at the click of a button, you have this with your filters along the top area, as opposed to being able to output this to Excel. You've then got your full plot list to complete this report in areas. And this is able to show me what my current season site fee per plot is. I've then got my filters along the top, where I could drill down just by park, what my plot type, or what plots are available for sale. That completes our full reporting area currently within EliteAnalytics. Let's just take a quick look at some of the other key areas that are available to you. So for example, when I select export, I can output a certain report to PowerPoint. If I select my bookings area, export, PowerPoint, and for this example, I'm going to select embed as live data. I then select open in PowerPoint, which will open my PowerPoint app. And then I can see now in PowerPoint directly, I'm able to utilize this live information as a PowerPoint presentation, where I can see all of my key areas on the bookings information. And I can do this for each reporting area. If we go back, I can also do this as embedded as an image. So this wouldn't be live data, but what this will give you is where you can select your options. So I export them with our current values or default values, exclude any hidden report tabs, or I've got the option to only export the current page. Once I select export, this will then run in the background and give you a notification in the top right hand corner once it's finished. I can now see that my PowerPoint presentation has been built, and I can open that, and it has now built me a complete PowerPoint presentation with all of my visuals ready to go. And this is where it really gets together with the other Microsoft products, where you're now able to select this as a management style report, for example, and this can be presented in a nice, clean visual way to see all of that current information. Another option we have is where you're able to export it to PDF. Again, you have your export options, whether you want to set your current values, which are the filtered areas, exclude hidden report tabs, and only do this for the current page. Once you select export, you will get the notification in the top right hand corner, and then will download when it's ready. Depending on the reporting area that you're working with, this can take a few minutes. I can now see my full PDF report has been downloaded, and I can see all of my visuals in my PDF report, where I can now send on to other colleagues, management teams, and board members alike. So we can see now the full capabilities of where you're able to share those individual reporting areas or individual reports, whether it be Microsoft Teams, exporting to Excel, PDF, or a PowerPoint presentation. We are constantly working on our Elite Analytics roadmap, where hopefully in the coming months we are going to bring you some new and exciting features, such as industry statistics, more financial and operational data, where you're able to see your business in a complete picture within this reporting stack. Thank you so much for your time today, and hopefully I've demonstrated the power of Elite Analytics and what you can truly achieve with all of that data into these different reporting areas. Thank you.